Thank you guys for the patience. I know this actually ran a lot longer than I expected it to, so here is part two of the review of the collectible minifigure series of Harry Potter. So next we'll take a look at the infamous Voldemort, which is fairly nice. I am not quite sure why they went with a green torso assembly and the dress leg part, which does have the minifigure leg studs there. So it fits on much better than the old stud dress piece. So it's sloped in the back, and I mean it's an okay printing. It's just kind of average, not much detail to it, but it gets the job done. Decent head printing, although I find it ironic that Voldemort is one of the only minifigures in existence to have the shape of a nose, even though Voldemort is one of the only people we know of that does not have said nose. His accessory is the Elder Wand and the Snake Nagini. Luna Lovegood is next on our roster here, and wow, quite a lot going on with this minifigure. We've got the tile here, which is her accessory for the Quibbler, which is kind of interesting. It's mentioned multiple times in the movies. But beyond that, I mean, very bright colored, very nice, very movie accurate. I love this minifigure. So much attention to detail went into it. You've got the long blonde hair colored piece, and she's one of the only minifigures that does have a second face, and that face is the one, it's her normal face with the Quibbler mask on, which I think is kind of cool. I'm glad Lego did that. And then she's got this purple satchel and the different starred and different colored dress part there. So let's put the hair back on and accessory back and move on. So I had forgotten to include a couple minifigures here. They are right over here now. The Fantastic Beasts minifigures, as they are on a different place on my shelf near their actual counterpart sets. So next we'll take a look at Dumbledore, which has a very nice new molded hairpiece slash hat. Looks like a round graduation cap. So let's take the head off real quick. And that's what Dumbledore would look like with no beard, which is very strange to see, quite honestly. But if we take it all the way off and look at his torso piece, very, very nice printing there. You've got a bunch of like background, metallic-ish kind of pattern to it with the light blue robes as seen in film multiple times. Oh, don't want to knock over the camera. So there's obviously no back head printing or back torso assembly printing, which, I mean, I guess we don't need it with that hairpiece. But we do have the dish that contains the memories of whoever it was, and he's got his wand as well for the accessories. So one of the last but not least in the regular Harry Potter series is Alastor Moody. And I have to say, this is probably my favorite minifigure out of any of them in this series. One, I'm very glad to have gotten a much needed update to him, as per the last one was subpar. So we've got his little bottle thing for his polyjuice potion, and his staff. But if we take those away, he's got probably the most fantastic printing and where to buy them that I have seen on a minifigure in quite a while, with maybe the exclusion of the Iron Man minifigures. But very nice robe printing, very nice. It's even got printing on the hip part there, and each leg is dual molded a different color. So we've got blue here and pearl light gray on this one. So fantastic job by Lego. Very, very nice. And if we take off his hairpiece, and he's got the odd eye, the scars, and the whole nine. It's very nice. So if we flip it around, we'll find David Tennant's face, which I think is very, very cool that they added this finally into it. I think that's just fantastic. So all in all, 10 of 10 minifigure, absolutely worth its weight in US dollars that I've paid for it. I guess we'll say. So now to move on to the Fantastic Beasts. First minifigure we'll look at for Fantastic Beasts is Credence, which is a decent minifigure, I guess. The hairpiece has been used for a long time, but it's a good hairpiece for him. So he does have the two faces. He has that one, and then he's got the evil silver-eyed one, which will make sense if you've seen the movies. And there we are. We just dropped his accessory. So for his accessory, we just have this kind of paper thing that say, witches live among us, with a couple people around a fire in a forest. So decent printing on the torso. You've got that old style suit, no back printing though. So this minifigure is probably my least favorite out of all of them, just because, I mean, the movies were decent, but not phenomenal in my opinion. So next up, we've got the two Goldsteins. So this one right here, her accessory is a hot dog as well as a wand, but I forgot to put the wand in her hand before I grabbed the minifigure. So there's a very nice dual molded hair / hat piece on her, and very nice printing on the robes as well. All in all, great minifigure, dual molded legs, good printing, and good hairpiece. And she also has a second face, which is a bit more neutral in demeanor than the front, more grinning, happy face. And the other Goldstein here, this one is Queenie Goldstein, and she has a very happy demeanor about her. She comes with this loaf of bread, decent printing, and dual molded legs once again with the, it looks like high heels on, but good hair for her. They did a good job with that. There is no back face printing on this Goldstein, however. Moving on, we have Jacob Kowalski here. Decent minifigure, not excellent, as he has no leg printing or back torso assembly printing. He's just got the regular suit in the front and his headpiece. But the head and the hair go very well with him, and his accessory here is a suitcase with a couple of rolls in it. So a strange addition, but a welcome one nonetheless. And our last but not least minifigure, Newt. So this one has quite a bit to unpack here, pun intended with the suitcase. So he does have the suitcase just like Jacob did. There's nothing inside of it, but he has it nonetheless. So he also has the Niffler, which I think is a great addition and a great new mold. So he's very similar to some of the other Newt minifigures we've seen. Great printing for the coat, as well as the inner coats, bow tie, and whatnot. Good head printing, but obviously no back. Although there is printing on the back of the actual torso assembly. So once again, dual molded legs, very nice, good printing all around, including the hip part there. And I like the orange colored wand. So let's put him back and take a look at the whole series. So here we are with the whole minifigure series with the sole exclusion of Professor Trelawney, which I could not get a hold of. I actually had to order one online, and she is in the mail right now. So I didn't want to wait until I got that minifigure, but let me know what you guys think of all of these minifigures. My personal favorite, more favorites are Harry, we've got Alistair Moody, the other Harry because of the cape, as well as Luna Lovegood. I think those are by all means the best minifigures in the series. But let me know what you guys think about your favorite or least favorite. And until next time, just leave a thumbs up, as it took a while to make this, and I will talk to you later.